This section is oh, I fixed my broken attention span by replaying that. Like, so the link to the video we be the description below. Go and check them out. So listen to this vaccine in 3, 2, 1. Uh oh.
Have you ever woken up and felt like your brain is just mush? Like you can't focus on
Yep.
anything. You're constantly thinking about random different things and you just overall can't relax. Well, that's probably a pretty common feeling given the world we live in, where there's millions of companies trying to take your attention away. You got the damn Instagram reels, the short form content. You're just constantly overloaded with stimulation that you can't just take a second to relax. Well, I have felt that way more and more as the years have gone on, and it's kind of ridiculous, and it's been pissing me off. And I have unlocked a method, a little tactic that doesn't fix it completely, but can give your brain a moment to just relax. So I'm going to be going through this process, and it is called the 45-minute method. So basically, the problem is your brain is just constantly being fed different things. When you go on your phone, you're seeing a million different posts. You know, if you're not doing that, you're probably doing a million other different things. When you see the TV, there's a million different things on there. So the 45-minute method is basically just give your brain 45 minutes to focus on one thing and one thing only. So what I do is I go on my phone, I set a 45-minute timer, and then I do something that's not particularly stimulating, but is something that my brain has to actually focus on. So a couple examples of this are cleaning, reading a book, writing down, sometimes just sitting, doing nothing at all, sometimes going for a walk. But it's very important that you don't get any stimulation fed to you. And what I mean by this is anything where you don't have to focus and something else is sucking your focus away. So this could be Instagram Reels, you know, this could be watching a YouTube video, playing video games, jerking off, any activity where basically the dopamine's being fed to you. You take a 45-minute break and you take away any source of dopamine that's being fed to you. Another example would be like eating fast food or something like that. And in this 45-minute break, you give your brain, you basically force your brain to relax. Because if you're in a situation where no dopamine's getting fed to you, your brain is going to have to, well, the first thing that happens in this 45-minute break is your brain is going to get bored as shit, and it's going to get really uncomfortable because we live in a world where we're just constantly, you know, if you're bored, you just pull out your phone and do something. You know, you watch TV, play video games, get easy dopamine fed to you. However, it gets weird. It's a weird and kind of uncomfortable feeling when you do this break and you just say no to all of that. So the first like 10 to 20 minutes of it is kind of not fun. You know, I'll open up a book, I'll set my timer, I'll take my phone away. And in the first 10 minutes, I find it's really hard to focus on the book. But something really beautiful happens around the 30-minute mark. Your brain, this beautiful brain that is good at adapting to things, your brain just kind of finally accepts, okay, fine, I'm not getting any external stimulation or dopamine sources. I'm just going to lock in. And you hit what they call a flow state, and your brain fully embraces the moment you're in, and you can finally let go of that constant craving for dopamine. So I'll be reading a book, you know, I'll set my timer 45 minutes, first 20 minutes, terrible. You know, my brain is, you know, dodgy. It's not really able to focus on the book all that well, but you just keep at it and you make sure that you're not getting any source of dopamine externally. And then beautifully around that 20 to 30 minute mark, your brain is like, okay, fine, this is what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, the reading goes great. You get to focus on what you're doing. There's no external anxiety or anything. And your brain is finally working how it should work. Because our brains are not made to be constantly fed information, stimulation, dopamine. They're not built for that. Our brains are made to relax sometimes.
To relax.
And what's interesting is when you finish this 45-minute break, it's just that craving that you constantly have to need some sort of attention, like, it's gone. It'll be back in like a day or two. But in that moment, when you finally finish, like, you'll realize, wait, I don't crave looking at my phone every second. I don't crave needing to be doing something, hearing something, listening to something. I can actually fucking relax. And I think
Yeah,
that's what
relax,
everybody
just
needs. I think we
relax.
could all
Yeah,
have a little bit less
we all need
anxiety
to
if we
relax.
just
Yeah.
let our brains relax. So something I've been implementing
Mm,
the past week or so, and I plan to continue to implement it into my life, is whenever I feel overloaded, whenever I feel like my attention span is cooked, fried, I can't focus on a thing, set a 45-minute timer on your phone. Sit down, do or go for a walk, do some activity where you're not being fed any kind of dopamine or stimulation, and just let your brain be. And it's going to be uncomfortable at first. It's going to be awkward. You're not going to like it. But if you just keep going, you will reach a state of kind of inner zen almost. Happiness, one might call it. And your brain's going to be so
convenient.
much better off.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, this is not permanent. It's going to come back every few days. I don't know what the permanent
Really?
solution is because, we live in a world where everything is trying to take your attention. You're going to go on your phone,
Mm,
you're going to see stuff, and your brain's going to
yeah.
hit that state. But it's very nice to know that no
Yeah.
matter how bad it gets, do the 45-minute brain reset thing. Force
Yeah.
your brain to just focus and relax. I know
Focus
it
and
probably
relax.
sounds
Yeah.
strange, focus and relax at the same time. How does that work? Well, you're relaxing by focusing on one thing and one thing only. And it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be something super complicated. Some people do this with like homework. You can do that, but just read a simple book, write down
Real
whatever is
simple.
on your mind, draw something, but just let your brain push out all the freaking shit that is everywhere in our day to day. And you'll find that your brain feels a lot better. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. And if it doesn't, oh well, it's only 45 minutes.
Yeah,
It
it's
can't
only
surely
45
can't
minutes.
make your
Yeah.
life worse. So I just wanted to share that little tactic with you guys. Hopefully it helps you out. Let me know how it goes. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace. There was I fixed my broken attention span by repeating. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new. And click the post so you can be notified when below and when the post and go live in the month. Bye. Wow. Who the world we all living in today, yeah. We all need to just relax. See, we relax, yeah.